Have you ever wondered how some people still manage to find meaning in their lives and the power to keep going on, even during the most heartbreaking and challenging times? Take, for example, Stephen Hawking, who, despite being diagnosed with a degenerative disease, continued to pursue his passion for science and make groundbreaking discoveries that changed our understanding of the universe. Or Maya Angelou, who faced immense adversity throughout her life, like childhood abuse and racism. Despite these challenges, she became a beacon of hope and inspiration through her work as a poet, author, and civil rights activist. This kind of resilience and determination is not uncommon among those who have found true purpose in their lives. They are able to overcome obstacles and find strength in the face of adversity because they have something greater driving them forward. Finding your purpose can be a transformative experience. It gives you direction, clarity, and meaning to your life. It's not just about having goals or achieving success, but about living a fulfilling and meaningful life. In today's summary of the book, Man's Search for Meaning, we're diving deep into this topic. The author of this book, psychologist Viktor Frankl, shares his grueling experiences as a Holocaust survivor and the lessons it taught him. Whether you're seeking direction in your personal life, trying to cope with some difficult challenges, or simply curious about the psychology of human resilience, this book will offer you timeless, profound lessons. In this summary, we'll unpack all 6 key lessons from the book. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. 1. We suffer when life feels meaningless. Frankl, who was a trained psychiatrist, lost his wife, mother, and brother in the different concentration camps where they were detained by the Nazis. Despite this unimaginable suffering, he maintained hope and resilience. Through his observations of this difficult time, Frankl developed his theory of logotherapy, a form of psychotherapy that emphasizes the belief that life holds meaning under all circumstances, even the most difficult and painful ones. This theory suggests that fulfillment doesn't come from avoiding suffering, but from finding meaning in the challenges we face. Logotherapy encourages people to take responsibility for discovering purpose in their lives, no matter what hardships they go through, showing just how resilient and capable of growth humans can be. Frankl states that humans cannot live without meaning. It's not physical suffering or hardship that breaks us. It's the inability to see a purpose through it all. For instance, during his imprisonment, Frankl observed that prisoners who had a clear why to live would survive longer, regardless of brutal conditions. They knew they had something or someone to live for, whether it was a loved one or an unfinished goal. This principle is a wake-up call for all of us. Often, our struggles feel unbearable because we haven't spent time defining our purpose. Why would we feel the need to push on through difficulties when we don't really know what for? When facing adversity, you should ask yourself, what meaning can I find in this experience? Rather than focusing on what happens to us, we learn to focus on what we can create from it. 2. Meaning can be found in how we respond to suffering. Just as change is inevitable in life, so is suffering. But we always have the power to choose our response. When stripped of all his freedoms in the concentration camp, Frankl realized that his attitude towards his suffering was still within his control. He chose to focus on internal freedom, his ability to decide how to interpret and react to his circumstances. The logotherapy calls this the last of the human freedoms. In other words, our greatest power is how we choose to respond to life's challenges. Going through tough times can help us learn things about ourselves we might not have learned otherwise. Challenges push us out of our comfort zones and force us to take a closer look at our core values and beliefs. This process can lead to personal growth and a better understanding of who we really are. This idea can be applied to our everyday lives as well. When you're faced with challenges or suffering, you have a choice to either let it defeat you or use it as an opportunity to grow. For example, if you're going through a tough time at work, maybe you even got fired, take this setback as an opportunity for growth. Reflect on whether your current career path truly brings you fulfillment and identify the skills you could work on to move forward and achieve your goals. By shifting your mindset and focusing on your internal freedom, you will be able to find meaning and purpose in even the most difficult situations. Remember that suffering is inevitable, but how we respond to it is what truly matters. 3. Purpose is personal. Find what drives you. There's no single universal meaning of life. Instead, it's something personal that each of us has to figure out based on our own experiences and circumstances. For Frankl, he found meaning from imagining himself lecturing about his experience after being freed. To help others find hope, he would imagine himself standing in front of an audience after the war, lecturing about the psychology he had observed during his time in the camps. By visualizing this future, he was able to maintain a sense of hope and purpose, which gave him the strength to endure day after day. For someone else, meaning might come from writing a book, raising a child, or being of service to others. By exploring what brings you fulfillment, joy, or a sense of contribution, you can uncover your drivers of purpose. Think about what lights you up, what makes you wake up feeling excited, or pushes you to persevere when things get tough. Your purpose is just waiting to be uncovered. 4. Small actions can bring big meaning. A lot of people think purpose comes from big achievements, hitting career goals, creating groundbreaking work, or making a huge impact on the world. But Viktor Frankl's philosophy, logotherapy, takes a different approach. It shows that meaning doesn't have to come from living a perfect or extraordinary life. Instead, it can be found in the little everyday moments, laughing with a friend, helping out a neighbor, or enjoying a beautiful sunset. Purpose is personal and lies in how we handle life's challenges and appreciate the small, ordinary things that make us feel fulfilled. Even while enduring brutal physical suffering, Frankl found moments of meaning in simple acts like giving a fellow prisoner a piece of bread, imagining his wife's smile, or appreciating a sunset on the horizon. These brief moments of humanity and beauty served as a powerful antidote to despair. This lesson challenges us to stop waiting for major life events to find meaning. Instead, focus on small actions that add depth to your days. Whether it's appreciating the beautiful nature outside, helping out a colleague, or diving in a hobby you love. 5. The search for meaning is what makes us human. One of the key takeaways from the book is that the search for meaning is a fundamental human need, just as essential as food or shelter. Frankl describes a phenomenon called the existential vacuum, a state where people experience feelings of emptiness, boredom, and a lack of direction when their lives lack meaning. This can show up in different ways, like apathy, addiction, or an obsession with material success, as people try to fill the void. Have you ever felt that hollow, "is this all there is" feeling? Well, that's the existential vacuum at work. Instead of distracting yourself from this empty feeling with things like overworking, unhealthy eating, or consumerism, ask yourself deep, intentional questions like, what legacy do I want to leave behind? Or, how can I contribute to others or the world around me? Remember that it's not all about finding your true purpose. The journey towards it is just as exciting and valuable. 6. Love is the ultimate source of meaning. Love is the most powerful and highest purpose in life. When Frankl was separated from his wife in Auschwitz, thoughts of her gave him the strength to persevere. Through love, people can be saved from despair. This can be a romantic kind of love, but also a love for nature, your work, or other relationships. So take a moment to think about who or what you love most, and how that source of love can provide or maybe already provided you with the strength to overcome life's challenges. Well, there you have it, guys. An in-depth summary of the incredible book, Man's Search for Meaning. This book is more than just a memoir. It's a roadmap for anyone struggling to find purpose. It teaches us that no matter what life throws your way, you hold the power to determine your response and find meaning. You don't have to be facing extreme hardship to take something away from these lessons. Whether it's how you respond to everyday stress or how you define your larger purpose, the principles of this book apply to all of us. Which book summary do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel for more inspiring book summaries. See you in the next one.